Hey, what's up guys? It's Steedoj here with another video on just DLC Pack 5 in general and the best ways I think the super attacks can be used because I mean it's not really hard to piece together how good most of these attacks are. But I will start with Candy Beam, because people were asking about what if you use Candy Beam with the Super Soul, and I do have the Super Soul equipped. I'll probably just show that I had it equipped during the character selection. But if you have the Candy Beam Super Soul with the Turn You Into Candy, if you have Candy Beam as a super attack with the Turn You Into Candy Super Soul, you don't get the benefits from it. It's only the Evasive, which unfortunately I don't have equipped either. But you won't get the Ki or Stamina recovery from it, so for people who are asking, that could be broken. It's not exactly, because you can't even do it in the first place. The Super Ghost Boo attack is a move that is very good, especially with races like female margins and stuff like that. Because not only can you use Super Ghost Boo attack to just initiate a combo and start things going, you can also use it with moves like, with combos like this to get an extra guaranteed hit, which I completely messed up. And I think more importantly this, because most people will be female margins trying this, but this is very overpowered. You can just start combos from light years away with Super Ghost Boo attack. Yeah, there you go. Another thing you can do with it, obviously, is start Super Mad Dance, you know, the greatest combo move in the game already. It might miss a bit, or some of them might not connect, because the ghosts do still come in swarms while you're hitting the Mad Dance. But sometimes you can get the full thing to connect. And some people were saying SS Deadly Bomb is pretty useless, because it doesn't do that much damage, and even if it does track back, most people will probably just aura dash you before you fire it. That's still not the case. The move comes up very quickly, and if you add it with things like, and this is what I found is really useful, if you combo it with moves like Candy Beam, you can just fire out SS Deadly Bomber and just wait for the person to turn back into their regular form, and they get completely blasted. You can also, if you want, save it for a bit later, like you can wait a bit and then fire out, just to make sure that the SS Deadly Bomber has a few more moves, because I think it moves up to 5 or 6 times. You could turn the person into candy, probably wait a few seconds, and then fire the move out, so the move has more movement when the person comes back. They most likely won't be able to dodge it either way. If you just make sure you turn them into candy when you're close to them, and then instantly do the move, so if the person does try to run away while they are candy, there's not enough space between them and the bomber chasing them, so you can get your guaranteed hit. Yeah, but SS Deadly Bomber is a lot better than a lot of people say, and if you add it into combos of Candy Beam, then you can just completely demolish people, because, yeah, you can also combo Mad Dance at the end of it as well, so there's that. And I think now we'll move on to Dabura's super attacks and how they work on CACs, so yeah, we'll go there now. And we're back with Dabura's supers this time, so I can show how they work and what they don't work with, and yada yada yada. Cooler, please shut up, I'm trying to do something right now. But Petrifying Spit is really simple. You turn people into stone, yada yada. It's basically Freezing Beam. So, because it shares the same attribute as Freezing Beam, you can just, I think you can spit multiple times after that, only if the first spit misses. I'm not sure if that stacks. No, that doesn't stack, alright. But Petrifying Spit does, it shares the same attributes as Freezing Beam, so you can just spit on someone, God Fist, and then probably spit again, because this game is, okay, no, you'd have to be much higher to do that. But, essentially you can just kind of spam with this, that's its greatest use, just spamming. Not anyone would use it like this, because that's just a waste of ki. But, it's, yeah. It doesn't have much use. Evil Flame, on the other hand, does. You can start and stop it, like, damn near instantly. Because if you just press the button again, it will end the input right then and there. So that way you don't do a sweeping motion. If you just press it and leave it, then you, yeah, do a sweeping motion. And I think if you hold it to the left side, no, if you hold it to the left side, then they start sweeping from the left rather than the right. Because most of the time when you sweep, it's to the right. And if you sweep to the left, as you just saw, depending on if you're close to the map's wall or something, you can actually hit the person multiple times, which is fucking ridiculous, and do half a health bar off of just Evil Flame alone. This will most likely get abused, because why the fuck not? This is the Xenoverse community. I don't think a Frieza was a good race to show this, but there's a lot of combos you can do with Evil Flame to extend its damage out. But yeah, Frieza was probably the worst race to try and show this with. But Evil Flame has a lot of combo potential. I guess if I was on a Male Earthling, that'd be a better example for this. But you could probably stun someone and then do a double Evil Flame if you were on a race with better combos, like a Male Earthling or something. And Evil Blast, I don't know if I'll have a better way to show this, but most of the time, if you're playing online and someone falls for Evil Blast, they will probably vanish or use an evasive to escape the actual attack hitting them. But if you, but most time when someone tries to vanish or escape an Evil Blast, the move will still track the person's location, so you can then hit them anyways. It's Evil Blast does also an insane amount of damage, I've said that like countless times. But most of the time when you fire off Evil Blast, if the person does somehow escape the move or they don't get stunned by the like counter-attack animation, the blast will actually follow them around and hit them. I don't remember if I recorded an example of me attempting this, but that is the case. It works exactly like that. And not to waste too much time on Dabura's movesets, we'll move straight onto Android 13's, which is completely ridiculous. And you guys will see what I mean when we get there. Now that we're trying out Android 13's moveset, I will just get to the glaring part of Android 13's moveset. You know, Handy Cannon. Handy Cannon is just an expensive key stun. But if you are an asshole, then you can do something quite broken with it. And of course this only applies to Male Earthlings because they have the best combos in the game, and this just basically proves it. Essentially just do the YXY, do this, Handy Cannon, YXY, do that, Handy Cannon. You see where I'm going with this? Because people keep saying Male Earthlings are overpowered, but they have all of these things that they can do. And I mean, yeah, you could use Aura Slide with this if you want to, but if you're a Key Blasting Male Earthling, or if you have Key Blast stats in your Male Earthling, for some reason, then you can just do that to kill someone. Okay, now that the depressing part is out of the way, we can finally look at SS Deadly Bomber. I didn't put on data input to show off this because I already have a whole video dedicated to data input. A link to it will be in the description. But it's basically me showing everything about data input. Actually, you know what? I do need to show off data input with the Super Soul, so that will come at the end of my SS Deadly Bomber thing. But SS Deadly Bomber is a really simple move to use, and it's got a lot of utility with it. A good example is you can just knock someone back and then quickly just fire out SS Deadly Bomber. This hyper movement doesn't break stamina anymore, so you don't have anything to worry about. I don't know why they fucking nerfed hyper movement like that, but yeah, they just did that. So you can just knock people back and then use SS Deadly Bomber. And while this is chasing the person, you can just kind of rise to action, or whatever floats your boat. You can charge up, rise to action while the move is chasing someone around. I don't have a live test for this, unfortunately. But yeah, while the move is chasing someone around, you can do whatever you want. You can rise to action, you can Savage Strike from it. It didn't work at that time. Savage Strike from it does barely work, because I was trying this out earlier. But yeah, you can rise to action from it, do whatever you want. Or you could just use Handy Cannon with the Male Earthling Infinite, because, you know, skill. So if you want to do that instead, you can, because everyone's going to start doing that now. Oh my god. Alright, so after I put on data input, I thought I would at least show how the Super Soul works with data input. Last time I checked or counted, data input takes 22 seconds to run out, and the Super Soul still runs after that. So this is basically just my damage without the Super Soul. You know, 4,600, that's quite a lot. But if I activate data input Super Soul, which adds XL damage for around 30-ish seconds, I can do this much damage, which is a lot more. A lot more. And one use I guess I did find for data input is that this Super Soul is really good with it. You can just spam it. The data input only takes around like 3 seconds to activate, and you get free XL damage. Not to mention, if you are fighting, I guess, kind of aggressive players, or let's say, for example, you're fighting male Saiyans, I guess, or any race that you think would, any race or CACs that would go for back hits, because, examples being stuff like Goku, they will attack you, and when you vanish, they'll do a back attack, which you can auto-dodge, and then you could grab them from. So, you know, or he could just fucking grab me instead, because even the AI is aware how easy it is to counter data input. But yeah, as you can see, the data input Super Soul is still on even after data input ran out. So it lasts for a very, very long time. But yeah, I found one use for data input. If you vanish behind someone, they'll try to go for a back attack or something, and then you can auto-dodge and probably get a free hit. So against races like, again, like male Saiyans, who love to back it, or against CSCs like, not CSCs, originals like Goku and Final Form Cooler, who have really good back hits that the person will most likely always try to use, you can just data input the back hit. So, I mean, it's not entirely useless, but your enemy has to be really, like, attack happy, or they have to not be a key stunner for data input to kind of have a use. Or, you know, not a grab spammer, so... I mean, it does have one use. I guess I was a bit hard on it in the last video. But, yeah, there you go. So against people who love to back it and stuff like that, or, you know, people who... Yeah, it's useful against those kind of people. So, last but not least, we'll move on to Tapion's moveset. Which is actually much better than I expected it to be, considering how, I guess, bland his supers are, so... And we are back with Tapion's moveset, which will be the last one for this video, obviously. Tapion's moveset, or should I say supers, works a lot better on CACs in my opinion than it does on him, mostly because CACs have combos that they can, that already have ridiculous damage, such as the female Saiyan's uppercut combo, which I can then combo into Brave Sword Slash for easy over half a health bar. Brave Sword attack, oh, this is something I actually didn't show in the last video, because I wasn't aware of it. I did mention it, but I didn't show it. Brave Sword Slash can be used as a back hit. It just hits behind you if need be. I need to properly combo this so I can actually show it off. But yeah, you can use it as a back hit. So if your enemy is Z-Vanish prone, if you're fighting someone who Z-Vanishes a lot, actually, even if you're not fighting someone who Z-Vanishes a lot, because the move hits so many times and has so much range, and it has slight tracking, if someone vanishes behind you, this actually might be better than Aura Slide when it comes to catching people who vanish behind you, then try to Z-Vanish spam away from you. So you might be able to get easy 2,000-ish damage on someone when they vanish behind you. Because this hits a lot of times and has a lot of range and decent tracking, so it might be better than Aura Slide when it comes to hitting people who vanish behind you. You could get an enemy who might perfect block this if they see it coming, or if they know the timing for the move, so there's that. Hero's Flute is of course a protective barrier that defends you, and it basically works like Emperor's Sign. You should be able to see the, oh well, I'm not with a teammate, but an assist effect will drag its way to your teammates while the move is up. That's actually what it's supposed to do, but the Super Soul adds healing to the assist effect. So for example, Myra's a Saiyan. So using Hero's Flute, you would get your teammates would get a damage buff, and they would get health back, as well as getting a small damage reduction when I use Hero's Flute with its Super Soul. Those are the benefits that they would receive. And Brave Sword Attack, there's not much to say about it. It's a cool move. It works. Brave Sword Attack can't be used. I said this in the last video, I know, but Brave Sword Attack, it can be used if you lock off of someone, but if you lock off of them and don't look in their direction, it will actually teleport, not looking in their direction. So, if you're going to use Brave Sword Attack while locking off, you have to be looking dead in the enemy's direction. But even if you are, there's a good chance they would have moved. So, the move will most likely miss. But yeah, you always need to be looking in someone's direction, and you can't use the move in a knockback. It has to be used, it kind of has to be used when the enemy's not moving, otherwise it will just never connect. So, a good example would be in a heavy knockdown or in a heavy stamina break when the person's not moving. You could use Brave Sword Attack then, because obviously they're not moving. I know a lot of races don't have heavy stamina breaks available to them because of the way their combos are set up. But even then, there's you could still use hard knockdowns, things like this, the ones where the game usually slows down and gives you a knockdown effect. Those mostly work with Brave Sword Attack and Brave Sword Slash. And if the enemy is stuck in an animation, a good example is if you see an enemy using Hero's Flute to try and get some health back, you can just use Brave Sword Attack to go through the Hero's Flute. If you see them doing rise to action and you're fast enough, you can use Brave Sword Slash. Generally anything. I think Brave Sword Slash also counts as SS Deadly Bomber. I remember seeing something like that. So you see someone use the SS Deadly Bomber, just use Brave Sword Attack and you will just hit them and be protected from the Deadly Bomber. It will still come back and hit you, obviously, but you would have hit your enemy, and if they're on low health, you would have killed them. So, that's pretty interesting. But that's all for the character movesets. I will do a video next on the Super Souls and the benefits and downsides of the Super Souls. Basically just a video on the Super Souls that you get from the DLC. Hopefully I would have figured out some things that others didn't. If I don't, then, well, shit. So, I will see you guys in the next video, and let me know if you found out anything else about these super attacks I couldn't. And that's pretty much it. Peace.